I wanna all night. Say it. I wanna all night.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. By the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often, but since recruiting isn't an option due to unusual rain and thunder, baby I wonder, put your sweats on me. Yeah. I got the plug, I made the call for me. I'm talking late night for ya. Let me lay a great time on ya. Don't hesitate, no, don't you? Just say you will. Come through and chill. Just say you will.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying, bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room, purple. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga, don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga, that ain't good game, homie. Sorry, they say conversation rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S.
Something with all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year? When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing group come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.
Commitment to excellence. There's a commitment to excellence. The greatest players could get the greatest coaches. The great games we've played in, the flame that would burn brightest here is the will to win. Is the will to win. Is the will to win.
Your commitment to excellence and your will to win will endure forever. You imagine.
Yo, welcome to the SC Experience, aka your boy Eric, man. We back. We back again. A lot to talk about. Raiders, Cowboys, recap. 53-man roster prediction. My 53-man roster prediction. And it's an interesting one with a lot of cuts. After all. Of course, hopefully everybody had a blessed weekend. Sucks that we lost, but hey, you know what? There was a lot of horrible play on Sunday, and it was kind of surprising. I mean, on Saturday, and it was kind of surprising on Saturday, and I I don't know. I don't. It looked like the team out there didn't have energy. But before I get to the game, shout out to everybody, man. Blessings to you guys and your families, of course. Like I said, hopefully everybody had a blessed weekend. Um, Football's right around the corner. Fantasy football's already underway for a lot of people. And besides that, college football's back. Shout out to USC. Shout out to Zakarian Branch, which is also, I believe, Cliff Branch's nephew, putting up a show over there for SC. But besides that, let me shout out the chat who's in here. Let me see. Robert Penna, what's good? Good, Robert. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Ray Love in the building as well. Salute, salute. Shout out to Terrence in the building already. Shout out to Terrence. What's good, Terrence? Raider Resistance Prez is up in the building. Salute, salute. Mocha Beezy's in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Jenny Max in the building. What up, sis? Hope all is well. Demarcus Webb. Salute, salute. Good to see everybody in here. Hope all is well. Anthony Stroud is also in the building. Good to see you here. We the people as well. Always good to see all of you guys, man. I appreciate you guys for coming on by. EJ Raiders, salute, salute. Vic Sacramento is also in the building. Salute. Cool Kev. What's good? What's good? Let me see. Let me see. Uh I'm just here to hear SC's opinion on Amik. We'll talk about Amik. We'll talk about Amik. We'll talk about Amik. We'll talk about Amik. Do I have to buy the NFL package? Oh, to see it up there? I think so. You could see it on Dofu Sports, Stream Me, stuff like that if you don't want to pay anything. But if you want to pay something, the Sunday ticket's on YouTube. But it looked like a walkthrough scrimmage. It did. It did. Shout out Sports and Wrestling Connection in the video. What up, Robert? Good to see you. Shout out to the Fighting Irish. I know Notre Dame won too, I believe, right? Last year they aired them all out. Shout out to Willie Wayne in the building, Desert Raider as well. Salute, salute to both of you guys. Hope all as well. Rod Gas is also in the building. Salute, salute. ECG is also in the building. What's good, ECG? Good to see you. Hope all as well. Shout out to Joel E as well. Good to see everybody in here. There's no Meek talk. Get him out of here. Hey, shout out to all the students out there, man. Sunday ticket is very cheap for us, man. And I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I think it's like $109 for the whole season. It's actually ridiculous. shout out shout out to everybody out there. It has its benefits. And I started school today, so it's a pain in the ass. Yep. Starting school today. It's a pain in the ass. But let's get straight into it, right? Let's start off with the Raiders versus Cowboys recap. All I gotta say about the game, it's a bunch of people that were on the gray area of making the team, not making the team, making the practice squad. Um, Not many people showed up to the game, if I'm being honest. Um, it just looked like a bunch of not sense of urgency. It didn't look like the team was out there to play. They were just doing whatever's at that point. Um, Looking at some of the things, a lot of our corners got burnt everywhere from Amik to Shelly to even Isaiah Palamau, even though I like Isaiah Palamau, everybody just didn't look there, and the pressure wasn't there either. It just looked overall bad. I will say shout out to Drake Thomas because he did have like 5 tackle for not tackle for losses, but run stops. So he was good against the run. He had a tackle for losses, stuff like that. Same with Nesta J. Severa had 3 stops there. Duke Shelley was really good against the run, but the pass wasn't too good for him. Amari Burney also had a stop and a tackle for loss, but he did miss a tackle. Um, and besides that, like I said, Amari Burney did horrible. Amari Burney did. Amari Burney didn't look good, and you'll see right now. Amik makes the roster because he's a dog. Okay, okay. Shout out to Sebastian Gonzalez in the building. Also, Queen Raider is also in the building. Hope all is well. Duke and David Long Jr. Okay, okay. Shout out to Charm City in the building as well. Good to see everybody in here. But I don't have too much to say about the game. There wasn't too much to really analyze as far as that goes. Shout out to everybody that's gonna make the roster. Like I said, there's gonna be cuts, and I accidentally logged off of this. I needed this. Damn. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. But at the end of the day, I didn't take too much of it. Yeah, yeah, that's literally. Uh, there was no energy out there. It wasn't like the last two preseason games at all. Shout out to Twan in the building. I just know a lot of people are gonna get cut, and a lot of people proved why they should be cut. But I think the first signs of cuts already happened. Let me share my screen real quick for you guys. Um, Let me see right here. Let me zoom in. See, Isaac, Dark Angelo out, Isaiah Ike Brown gone, Doug Costin out, Bryce Cosby, Chase Garbers, uh, Vitaly Gurman, Darwin Thompson, Chris Lacey was on the waived injured list, and on the reserve injured list, Brendan Brown, Jacob Hollister, Isaiah Zuber. So yeah, Hollister gone, Brendan Brown gone. So running back at tight end there, and then Isaiah Zuber, of course, gone there too. Shout out to Raider Twan in the building. Um, Bernie needs to get in there and make plays. Cosby and Garbers might be practice squad. They might be, yeah. They always tend to cut Garbers and bring them back. It's so weird. Um, but yeah, Damian Williams made a case for himself. He did. That's the tough part, right? That's the tough part. And you'll see in my 53-man roster prediction right now. It's kind of tough. Um, Garbers made an all-pro throw against the Cowboys. Yeah, but that was just one time. Bernie, a seventh rounder. Let him get big, stronger. That's a fact. That's a fact. We got to remember he's a seventh rounder at the end of the day. Samir White bench. Samir White bench. Um, let's go to the main event though. Let's go straight to the main event, and that's the 53-man roster prediction. I wonder what you guys feel about it. Me personally, I have my takes, right, and we'll go position by position, of course. Let me put myself down there. There we go. Can you guys see me? Looks good. Hopefully it does. Let me take this out real quick. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully you guys can. Yeah, you guys can. Uh, but yeah. So, Jacobs 1, 2, Williams 2. Okay, okay. I haven't been impressed with White. I haven't either, and you'll see right now. Let's start off with the quarterback position. Obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo in there, followed by Aiden O'Connell, and then I put Brian Hoyer. Um, I think Garbers ends up in the practice squad. Brian Hoyer. Here's the thing with Brian Hoyer, right? Why I put him in. He could easily be cut. I think he's one of those names that for me was tough to even put in, but I just feel like, and you'll see eventually. You'll see eventually. Actually, I should have put this as the second slide though. I should have put this. Let me actually do that right now. Let me show you guys something real quick. Before, let me actually switch that real quick. I'm gonna show you guys something. I should have put that before I even. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. So you guys can see a little bit of an idea how I went about this 53-man roster prediction. Give me a second. Let me just put this as the first slide. So here we go. Okay. And let me actually take myself out. Let me put myself like that for now. Don't be surprised if the Raiders only keep 4 linebackers. And don't be surprised if the Raiders keep players you least expect. And what I mean by that is players that, oh my God, they did horrible in in preseason, and then they end up getting a 53-man roster spot. And also, don't be surprised if there's some Patriot favoritism. I'm just saying. There's a lot of ex-Patriot players on this team that deserve to be cut that I would not be surprised if they're not cut. And you'll kind of see that on my 53-man roster prediction. I, yeah. Would I like Brian Hoyer on the 53-man roster? Hell no. Is he most likely going to make it? Yeah. um, Same thing with people like Brandon Bolden, right? People like that, right? I would not doubt it. Don't be surprised if there's some Patriot favoritism. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest, right? Shout out to the Raider Races, Pickle Juice's Eric's hero. Zeus's depth, you never know when you will need him. That's a fact too. McCormick practice squad, Damian Jacobs, Zeus. Okay, okay. Start 8. Damn. That's crazy. Cough her own. That's what I'm saying, EJ. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. So let's get straight into it, right? Quarterbacks, obviously easy. Jimmy Garoppolo, Aiden O'Connell, and let me put myself down here real quick. Brian Hoyer, right? This is where we get. Here's mine. I think we only keep three: Josh Jacobs, Brandon Bolden, Amir Abdullah, and then I think Zamir goes to the practice squad. And I'm just looking at a standpoint, like I said, that Patriot favoritism, and Zamir didn't really show too much to me. And I think Amir Abdullah is a lock as far as the 53-man roster goes. And obviously, Josh Jacobs is too. Jacob Johnson, of course. Last year, they went to a lot of regular season games with only three backs, anyways. So I do believe that it's three backs. And then Zamir White practice squad. I would not doubt if they also put somebody like Sincere in there in practice squad, but I think Zamir goes to practice squad. I think Brandon Bolden makes it. I think there's a reason why Brandon Bolden didn't play in the third game. Josh Jacobs and Amir Abdullah, obviously. So those are my three backs, plus the fullback in Jacob Johnson. Um, yeah, that is my back room right there. Sincere is the next Bo Jackson though. SC. Oh, I don't know who said that, yo. I'd rather keep number 32 than Bolden. Okay. I think we'll have one more running back on there. Then obviously, I'll put Damian Williams in there. I think if we do keep one more running back on there, Terrence, I think I'll put Damian Williams. Obviously, I think Damian Williams did show himself a lot. I think he proved himself. He's a veteran as well, and obviously, is somebody that has been showing up. So me, if they kept one more back, I would give that spot to Damian Williams. Hoyer is that safety roster spot. That too, right? They could easily take off Hoyer, right, and bring in somebody else. And then it could also be that third quarterback in case things happen, right? Jacob Johnson, Alec Ingold, same thing. If Zamir didn't like Vegas before, he ain't gonna like it now. Abdullah practice. Oh, you think Abdullah practice squad? That's interesting, Charm City. JJ Williams and then Bolden. This is my prediction. Okay. Shout out to Dark in the building. Shout out to Lord Rachitas as well. Ingold could at least catch Kev. So this is my back room, right? Now we go into the tight end room. And I think Cole Forthingham takes that spot. Obviously, I showed you earlier who got put on the reserve injured list, and is Jacob Hollister. Um, also, Jesper Horsted. I think Forthingham beats out Jesper Horsted. Shout out to the Aces in the building. What's good, Aces? Salute SC. Just subscribe, bro. I appreciate you. Much love, man. Blessings to you and your family, of course. I appreciate you being here in the support. And shout out to Dark in the building as well. I'm not sure if I shouted you out, but I'm gonna shout you out again. Both of them taking up a roster spot. I feel that. So the tight end position and facts, Terrence. I agree with you when you say that. I love this tight end room. I do too. Michael Mayer, Austin Hooper, California. And like I said, this is in no order of first streak, second streak, third streak, but I do believe Michael Mayer might be the first. But regardless, they're gonna run a lot of two tight end sets either way. Shout out to Sean Johnson in the building as well. Waller looking real nice with the Giants, not going to lie. Hey, that's good for him. Maybe he needed a clean slate, man. So hey, he's gone. I'm looking at our tight end room. You feel me? Michael Mayer. Hey, Michael Mayer has a lot of promise, man, and I've been saying it since the draft. Michael Mayer is somebody that is a very possession tight end, and is somebody that could easily catch a lot. Could route run. Doesn't have isn't the fastest of tight ends, but could catch, like I said. Um, and that's all I need from a Michael Mayer, right? A possession guy, and that's what suits Josh McDaniels. A system. Same thing with Austin Hooper, right? And Cole Forthingham is another guy that I liked a lot during the preseason. So these are my three tight ends. Personally, I think they keep three tight ends. I think Cole Forthingham beats out Jesper Horsted, but I will not doubt it if Horsted gets a practice squad eventually if he's still available after the other cuts around the league. Use the tight end for run blocking, get rid of the fullback position. Mayer needs time though. Got beat bad sometimes. Still believe in him. I believe in him too, and he's young at the end of the day, right? He was a second round pick, was first round talent. We got to see what he could do. But I do think with the two tight end set and the first team out there, he'll look really good. I heard Mayer can't run block. Uh, in college, you've seen a little bit of his run blocking ability. He has it. Just when he was on preseason, it didn't look too well. But like I said, I think being out there with the starters will help him a lot. And at the end, there is going to be a lot of two tight end sets. So you'll see people like Austin Hooper out there with him, or Core Fordingham at the same time. Sometimes you'll see Austin Hooper, Core Fordingham. Um, and sometimes you would see just one tight end out there, right? And four receivers and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, um, I think that there's a lot of potential with this tight end room. I like our tight end room, and they all fit Josh McDaniel's system at the end of the day. Salute Nation, let's get ready for our Raiders to mollywop the Denver Donkeys. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Speak the facts, brother. Drake Thomas, hopefully practice squad. You you'll be interested to see my linebacking room. You'll see my linebacking room. Shout out to OJ Raider Omar in the building as well. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the 40 plus in here. If you guys can hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and hey, tell your friends, family members, significant other, man. I think wide receiver Cam Simmons must make it. He brings a element that a unique skill set 50-50, 6'2", 220 pounds, red zone, big body, wide receiver. Philip Dorsett, we don't need. We have a Trey Tucker and DeAndre Carter. But let me tell you something about Philip Dorsett. He has better hands than Trey Tucker right now. And I will say with Cam Sims, I would not doubt it if he makes the roster. But personally, and you're gonna see eventually, I don't have him on my. I have him on the practice squad. I agree with Sean about the wide receivers. Okay, okay. Zeus can be the next Debo in the Friday movies. Cam Sims over Wilkerson. Wilkerson has been performing, man. He's got hands, bro. Wilkerson, here's something about going against second, third strings, right? It's one thing with your route running, right? It shows a little bit because you're going against second, third string, fourth string guys. But when it comes to catching, regardless who you're going up against, catches like that impress me. And Wilkerson has been catching a lot. Has been looking pretty good with his hands. So I think he's somebody that makes the practice squad, or at least gets a little bit right. Carter special teams, yeah. Shout out to Dark Stack 'em, pack 'em, and rack 'em. Hit that like button, man. I appreciate you. Here we go with the wide receiver room. I think there's no debate with the first three wide receivers out there, right? There is no debate. Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro, Jacoby Myers. I don't think anybody would disagree on that three. I think these are your main three. Three guys out there, especially when it's the starting, of course. I think these three guys is obviously better than last year's wide receiver group. Of course, Jacoby Myers is easily better than Matt Collins, easily. Hunter Renfro's coming back, and hopefully, in practice squad, he's been in practice, he's been looking good. So hopefully, he could translate that into the first game. And Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams, man. There's nothing to say about Devontae Adams. The thing is about Wilkerson is he might drop a big play pass, but it won't get to his head. He'll rebound right after that. That's a good thing about that. I like people that can rebound. That's that mentality thing right there, man. That's important. I agree with Terrence. Austin Hooper, 10 and 1. Feel like Mayers will develop more during the season. Hey, it could go either way, right? Shout out to Anthony Provincial in the building as well. Carter, the return ace we needed. That's a fact. That's a fact. And now, this is where we get a little controversial. A little controversial. I know some people would prefer other wide receivers. Me personally, I got Philip Dorsett, I got DeAndre Carter, and I got Trey Tucker. Now let me explain, right? Let's start off with DeAndre Carter. Obviously, you see it in the chat with a lot of people like all I said, kick returner, punt returner guy. Obviously, DeAndre Carter got a spot in my book. Philip Dorsett, veteran experience, has speed, and could catch better than Trey Tucker. Now, Trey Tucker is an interesting topic, right? Trey Tucker could easily be replaced by anybody else, like Cam Sims, Wilkerson, obviously. And I will not doubt it if that happens, right? And you're going to see eventually that I think I have one of the wide receivers as don't be surprised. I think, obviously, Trey Tucker is one of those guys that could easily be removed. Easily be removed. Oh, I forgot about Keelan Cole. By Keisha. Keelan Cole is somebody that could easily replace Trey Tucker. Don't be surprised, Twan. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Do not be surprised if that Trey Tucker position is Keelan Cole. Don't be surprised. So I think Trey Tucker is that one wide receiver spot in my 53-man roster that could easily be replaced, and don't be surprised if he is. But for me personally, I think Trey Tucker, little by little, you could see the potential there. His route running, his speed, very young. It's just his catching ability that needs to get better. But to be the sixth string wide receiver, you know, that's not bad. It's not a bad thing, right? Um, but like I said, I will not doubt it if somebody like Cam Sims, he's a subscribe, Cam Sims, Wilkerson, or Keelan Cole takes that Trey Tucker. But at our obviously, like Terrence says here, Dorsett is literally the same skill set as Trey Tucker, speed, route running, stuff like that. But the only difference is Dorsett is a veteran and also is better at catching, way better at catching. So I have Philip Dorsett as the fourth receiver, fourth string receiver on the list behind Devontae Adams. So does Bill like Waller, but he's a wide receiver. I feel that. Trey Tucker making the squad. We picked him with the Waller pick from New York Giants. You never know, right? They showed that they're not scared to get rid of young guys. They're not scared even to get rid of rookies. So that's something to monitor, right? But me personally, I have Trey Tucker on the squad. Would I be surprised if he's not on the squad? No. Would I be surprised if somebody like Keelan Cole, Wilkerson, or Kansas Sims makes it? No, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, here's the offensive line room. For me, at the tackle spot, Colton Miller, Jermaine Illuminor, obviously starters, Darren Munford, and Dalton Wagner. Now, I like what I see from Wagner. The last game wasn't too, hefty, but a lot we could say that for a lot of people, right? Um, when I look at these offensive linemen, it's interesting to see it, right? For me personally, I don't have Justin Huron on there. I don't have Justin Huron on there. The reason, and I know a lot of people have Justin Huron, right? A lot of people have Huron, and hopefully I didn't butcher his name. When's the last time a third rounder was cut before week one? Oh wait, that is true too, right? But this organization is not scared to, right? Zamir White is a slap to the face for Ziegler. What's good, Eric? Driving and listening. Salute to you and the Raider Nation family. Shout out to Angel, man. Good to see you. Hope all is well. We cut Tanner Muse and he's a third rounder. Oh, there you go. So the reason I cut Haran is because he played, I believe, over 150 snaps at left tackle all the way to the end. And what this shows me is that they want to see a lot from him. That's what they had him at a lot of more snaps. A lot more snaps in the preseason is more of impress the guys. That's what it shows when it comes to preseason, right? So for me personally, I take that into account. Due to that, I have Dalton Wagner that showed a lot of promise. That in the first two games didn't allow a single sack or pressure. Darren Mudford that shows a lot of promise at that right tackle spot. Jermaine Illuminor and Colton Miller, obviously the starters. Um, so there we go. Those are my offensive tackle. I think we take four, right? A backup to the starters. But yeah. Let me see. Let me see. So yeah, that's my personal opinion when it comes to that, right? Now, moving on. Oh, wait, let me hold on. The offensive guard position. Now this is where we get interesting, right? I have Dylan Parham, obviously. I think Greg Van Rotten beat out Alex Bars. Personally, Van Rotten beat Alex Bars. Alex Bars played until the fourth quarter in the first two games, and then the third game, he played majority. I think Bars is gone. I think Bars is gone. I think Bars is gone. I think Bars is out of here. I think he's sent to the moon. I think, I, think, I think he's sent to the moon. I think he's gone. He's somebody that he's gone, bro. I think he's gone. Bars going to the bench. I agree. Rodden over Bars. Yep, yep. I hope Bars is gone. Yep. Illuminor bench. Cool Kev, sorry to break it to you. Illuminor is the starter. I'm sorry to break it to you. Illumina is the starter. I don't think Bars is gone. He's just going to be to the bench. Okay, Joy, that's interesting. Interesting. I think just Bars got beat out. Bars ain't got any bars left, and obviously, I think he's gone. McLennan might be practice squad. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. The reason that McLennan Curtis is on there is because he didn't play too many snaps overall, and that showed me that they kind of like him. And on top of that, if you notice what Josh McDaniel said, he likes a lot of versatility, right? And over the preseason, he played in left guard, he played right guard, and he played right tackle over the span of the preseason. So he played all them three positions during the preseason. What's the word on Wagner? Wagner in the offensive tackle thing. He really didn't play a lot this preseason. Yeah, and he played three different positions. So there's that. That's that versatility. Josh McDaniels has been praising, and he kind of gave you like a glimpse of like, oh yeah, we like versatility. Van Roden beat him out, and I even saw him talking with the starting O line, Jimmy G on silent. That's what I'm saying. I think Van Roden might be the starting guard where Alex Bars is, personally. And would I be mad? No. Let me see. That might mean Moody is practice practice squad. Okay, okay. I like Natane Moody. I think he's a really good pulling guard. I think he has a lot of potential. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Don't forget to pick your loser fantasy draft. Hey, Gravy. Hey, hey. I'm coming for revenge, Gravy. I'm. I did so horrible last year in so many leagues. Hey, hey, that's it. It's redemption. It's get back season. I call this the get back season for SC. The get back season. But I got you. I heard it's at 5 o'clock, right, Gravy? 5 o'clock. I can't even be mad at Bars though or shit on him. He only started last year by default. That's true. That's true. Shout out to Mitch. What's good, Mitch? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to Jesse Cardenas in the building as well. Good to see everybody. But I think these are my four guards. Obviously, I think Dylan Parham, Greg Van Roden are the starters. Detain Moody, McClendon, Curtis back there. And I know somebody said, wow, only four guards. Technically, Jordan Meredith could play the guard position. He did play guard mostly in the preseason. So and he also played center. Um, but yeah. So for me personally, I have Andre James and Jordan Meredith behind him. I think obviously, I think Hornes Grasu gets the practice squad. I think Grasu gets the practice squad. I think Jordan Meredith takes that spot and is behind Andre James. And also Jordan Meredith could play guard, y'all. He played majority of the snaps in preseason at the left and right guard position. So he's got that versatility, and he's technically a fifth guard on the list as well as the backup center. So Jordan Meredith also played center during the preseason. So I think Jordan Meredith takes that. I think Grasu becomes the practice squad guy. Um, and also I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dylan Parham could play center. I'm not sure. I have to revisit that. So yeah, shout out to Raider Chaos. Sebastian, it's two centers. Jordan Meredith could play the center position. And I think I'm not sure if it's Parham. It's one of the guards that could play center too. And that's that versatility, right? If you notice last year, they even said it. I forgot. Oh my god, I need to find the quote. But the quote went something like, we love versatility. We would rather have guys that could play multiple positions on the team than going out there and signing somebody. I don't know if you guys remember that. So if you guys could remember, there was a quote. I have to try to find it. I think from Josh McDaniels himself before, that stated something similar to, I'd rather have players on the team already that could cover a lot of spots than sign somebody pretty much. So that's why I put Jordan Meredith, because not only can he play the center position, he could also play the guards. So he's technically a second center, a fifth guard. That's perfect. And there you go. Parham covered James at center. There's another guy that could play that spot too, right? So that's what I'm saying. But obviously they're gonna play their significant spot, their starting spot anyway. So obviously you see that, you peep that, right, when it comes to it. I think obviously I like versatility. They like versatility. So you're gonna see a lot of my players are versatile guys, right? We don't want to move Poem though. He create no, obviously Joey, right? I'm not saying they're gonna move him, right? But I am saying that if God forbid somebody goes down, they could easily take that spot. There's players on this team that are versatile that could take the spot over if need be. Update on Dylan Parham? I'm not sure. I haven't seen too much update, but as what I know, there was a press conference recently with him, I think a month ago or like a couple weeks ago, and he said, "I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm back." I think he's good. I think he's good. Shout out to Nutty Raider Nate in the building, man. Shout out to the 40 plus in here. If you guys can't hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. And we've been gaining a lot of subscribers recently, so I appreciate everybody that likes the content and that are coming in new. Um, and I did not know that Nate Van Ronen could play center too. That one I did not know. So there's another guy, like I said, that could play the spot. So I think we're covered there. And you're gonna see that I put a lot more players on the defensive side of the ball because I think it's much needed on the defensive side of the ball. And there's a lot of versatility on this O line, like I said. Now, moving on, the defensive end. We're going to the defense now. Defensive end position. I know Malcolm Coots is somebody that has been such a debate. Oh my God, it's been a debate. And I know there's a defensive end out there like Isaiah Rochelle, but after the first game, honestly, shift from him to be honest. And then there's George Tarlas, of course, but I just mm-mm. Personally, I have Max Crosby backed up by Tyree Wilson and Chandler Jones backed up by Malcolm Kuntz. And these are my four defensive ends. Ray Lusty, that's just because subscribing, resubscribing. But that's my four defensive ends. What do you guys think? You guys think Malcolm Kuntz doesn't make it? I know it's been a talk of the roster thing. Me personally, I think these are my four defensive ends. Obviously, Malcolm Kuntz has been showing out the whole preseason once again. Um, and I like seeing him a lot out there. Besides that, there's a lot. You're gonna see a lot of defensive tackles were lined up at the defensive end position as well. You'll see that a lot. So another versatile guy, right? I like Isaiah. What about Jordan Willis? And I have Jordan. You're gonna see later on. I have Jordan Willis as don't be surprised if he makes it. Kuntz looks great. Okay, Kuntz makes it. I think Jordan Willis does too. Okay, okay. Um, you're gonna see a lot of stunts, and if you don't know what a stunt is, obviously, um, the best way to explain it in a summarized and quick form is it could be lined up as Max Crosby on the outside and Chandler Jones, and then Tyree Wilson in the middle as a three tech in there, and then once the play starts, he bounces out to the out, and somebody like Max Crosby comes in, and it's to fake out the offensive lineman in not being able to react quick enough, right? And Tyree Wilson in his first preseason game, I know he got a little bit of like, oh, he didn't do too much, but if you guys seen that one clip where he was just been chucking people out of the way, he's got that strength, man. He got that strength, and it's first NFL game, and he looked decent, man. He looked decent for somebody that has been injured and just coming back from a fatal injury. So I like his potential in that way too. So obviously he makes it. Malcolm Kuntz obviously for me makes it. And I will not doubt it. If somebody like Jordan Willis makes it as well, right? So now moving on here, and this is where we get to interesting part, right? The defensive tackle room. Me personally, Bilal Nichols, obviously, he didn't play too many snaps. Obviously, showed me locked in starters. Jerry Tillery, obviously, made our defensive line better for the most part last year. Neil Farrell Jr. has been playing pretty damn well. Neil Farrell Jr. Um, Believe it or not, Neil Farrell Jr. had a lot of snaps in the preseason, but he made the most of it. And believe it or not, y'all, most, if not all, his snaps in preseason were at the nose tackle position, at the zero tech. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but Neil Farrell Jr.'s majority, if not all, his snaps in the preseason were him lining up at the nose tackle position. It's interesting to see that. And when I went back to look, I was like, damn, that is very interesting. And he made the most out of it. I think he did good. I think personally he did good. So Neil Farrell Jr. has a spot on the team for me. Nesta J. Severa, somebody that has been a little bit in the gray area of people saying, Matthew Butler over him, or somebody like John Jenkins or Byron Young, Adam Butler, these type of guys, right? Me personally, I have Nesta J. Severa on there. I liked what he brought to the table. A lot of potential there. Lined up in the middle, lined up at the defensive tackle, nose tackle spot. Another guy that could back up there, obviously. And I think Neil Farrell Jr. obviously behind whoever. And Bilal Nichols could play that nose tackle position as well. And nose tackle is his specialty because he has to take the double team from the guard center. Yep, and he made the most out of it. So obviously, for me, Neil Farrell Jr. makes it. And that's the Jay Severo makes it. And then I have 6 defensive tackles actually, because I think there's gonna be a lot of rotation there. Byron Young and John Jenkins makes the defensive tackle room for me. I liked a lot from John Jenkins specifically. I think Byron Young had a lot of potential as well. And as far as these two guys go, um, hey, they make it on my squad. And I think somebody like Matthew Butler's gone. I don't know how you guys feel about Matthew Butler, but I think Matthew Butler's gone. I think he's sent to the gulag. I think he's gone. I think he's done. I think he's done. So that's me personally. I think Matthew Butler is like a surprise cut because at the end of the day, we drafted him and stuff like that. But yeah, he said Adam Butler. That's another guy too, right, Sean? Adam Butler is somebody that it was hard for me to not put him in. Guys, I made the 53-man roster and I had people like Willis and Adam Butler in it, but then I noticed that I had too many people. I had like 56 people and I was like, God damn, this is going to be tough for them. Um but I would not doubt it if Brian Hoyer doesn't make the 53 and instead it's somebody like Jenkins or Willis. I mean, Willis or Adam Butler in there. Adam Butler Willis makes the squad in my 53. Okay, okay. Shout out to James Purple on lunch. Stop by to yell Raiders. Shout out to James in the building. But yeah, hey Terrence, I would not doubt it if that happens either. But me personally, I like Jenkins, and I think from my prediction, I think he makes it. But like I said, obviously, another guy that can switch up, and you're about to see the players that I have. Don't be surprised right now. And some of the guys your guys are naming are the people that I have. Don't be surprised if they make it. But these are the 6 defensive tackles I'm taking in. Now the linebacking position. Like I said, we're very thin at linebacking position. Robert Spillane obviously makes it. Devon Diablo obviously makes it. Luke Masterson for me, I know he didn't do too much at the end, towards the end, but I think he makes it at the end of the day. He showed promise in the first game, especially. So for me personally, Luke Masterson makes it. But yeah, that's the 3 linebackers there, and I'm actually taking 5 linebackers. 5. Curtis Bolton makes it, has been playing a heck of a preseason, has been showing out in practice. Curtis Bolton obviously makes it for me. And Drake Thomas is somebody that a lot of people have been saying put on the practice squad. Me personally, I'm putting him on the 53. Now, let me explain with Drake Thomas why me personally, I have him on the 53. two things, right? Actually, I think three things. Um, he played pretty good against the run. Number one. That's the number one thing. He played pretty good against the run. Also, if you guys did not notice, I think in the the last game against the Cowboys, I think he was calling the plays from the linebacking position. I'm not sure if I'm 100% on that. And I know it wasn't the best of performance. They looked out of sync, but that was interesting. And Drake Thomas over the preseason had a total of 50 coverage snaps, 4 pass rushing snaps, and he was out there for 35 run defense. He had a pressure 23 tackles. He had 5 tackle for losses, which was first among rookie linebackers. 10 stops, first among rookie linebackers, fourth among all. 29 yards allowed, seventh lowest among rookie linebackers. He allowed an 81.18 QBR rating, which is not good, but not bad. 77.5 PFF grade, which is first among rookies at linebacking position. 83.7 run defense grade, which was second among rookie linebackers, sixth among all, and 4 special team tackles. So for me, Drake Thomas makes it, and I'm taking 5 linebackers. I know. I'm taking 5 because we're so thin. Um, I think the problem is that we're just so thin at that linebacking position that it's hard for me to leave a lot of them out, and that's the problem, right? Um, but I also think somebody like Drake Thomas could easily be on the practice squad and protected, and we might sign a linebacker that gets cut from another team. I think that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get a linebacker that is a free agent after all these cuts and stuff, and they're gonna take somebody like Drake Thomas's spot and put him at the practice squad. But for now, I have Drake Thomas at the 53 man as of right now until the rest of the cuts happen in the whole league, and I see what linebackers are out there available, and hopefully we get a linebacker to bring in, right? A shout out to OJ. He says, I don't know how I feel. Graham getting out coached by Dak Prescott. I know that was pretty crazy, huh? Stack them up, pack them up, rack them up, hit that like button. I appreciate you, Dark. Hit that like button. Let's try to get a 50 likes. And like Dark said, please hit that like button and subscribe. Consider becoming a member. Thank you. We really appreciate you guys, man. Or trade for a practice screen. Don't be surprised if we trade, guys. Don't be surprised. He had 150 tackles, facts. Don't be surprised if we trade. And the linebacker position would be somewhere where we trade. We don't need to cut a linebacker. We need a starting linebacker, and that's Spillane. Obviously, most of the time they run with 2 inside linebackers when it comes to lining up. So the 2 linebackers, obviously, Diablo Spillane. For me, Diablo de Spillane are the 2 inside linebackers for us. Every time they run the 2 linebacker set, which they do it a lot. So yeah, as of right now, until all the roster cuts are happening, and then we see who's available, and hopefully we bring in a linebacker into the room, and then you can see someone like Drake Thomas go to the practice squad. Shout out to Vegas Raider in the building as well, man. Shout out to everybody. Hopefully I didn't skip anybody. Shout out to Charles as well. What's good, Charles Washington? Nice dark glasses, bro. I appreciate that. Drake looks like Mighty Mouse too little, in my opinion. Okay. We still need a defensive tackle. We could add a defensive tackle from the free agents things too. I don't know, Omar. As of right now, I would not doubt if they trade, but I just don't know for who. But I would say a linebacker maybe, a defensive tackle maybe, and a corner maybe actually. Queen, no way the regime gives up a first for him. Don't see it. They will sign a Kirksey or Jaden Smith, and that's what I think. Right? I think they'll go the free agent route. To be honest. Now we get even crazier, and this is where a surprise cut. Marcus Peters is in. Jaquorian Bennett is in. Duke Shelley is in. Nate Hobbs. I think the starters are Marcus Peters. I think Duke Shelley and Jaquorian Bennett rotate on the outside. And I think Nate Hobbs runs the slot. Me personally, that's how I'm going about it. Yeah. Duke Shelley, most of his snaps in preseason were on the outside. Amik, majority hit snaps in in the preseason was at the nickel corner spot. Um, but personally, I'm putting Duke Shelley in and Nate Hobbs. And now the last corner on the list, I'm taking five, is David Long Jr. Yes, Noah Meek. Noah Meek. Yes, yes. I know some people are be like, you're just hating on him again. I don't have a Meek in there. And let me show you why. Let me tell you why, right? I think, and like I said, I think they will go the veteran route. And I also think that the reason Meek Faison's injured, if I'm not mistaken. That's why I'm gonna put Faison. If Faison was there, I would have him over David Long Jr. But I believe he's injured, isn't he? I don't know if I'm correct on that, but I think Faison's injured as of right now. Yeah, I think he is. Shelly was better than Amik and Long this preseason, and that's why I think too. Right, I think a lot of people are looking at Duke Shelly at the last against the Cowboys. Everybody played like shit against the Cowboys. There was no pressure. There was hardly any pressure and any of that. But obviously, Terrence. I mean, not Terrence. EJ. If Faison wasn't injured, I would put Faison over David Long Jr. Shout out to Julio Jones. But I think even in the last preseason game, at least Shelly had a lot of run stops. He was really good against the run. And at least he was good at one thing at the last preseason game. The first two games, he was really good at coverage. He dropped an interception. He needs to get better at that. But, Amik did too. He dropped something. Um, so I think they'll go that route. But I think they could easily take out one of the quarterbacks and put in an extra cornerback to make six, and then you could see somebody like a Meek, or see somebody like Faison come back, right? And that's too Raider Chaos. They should run with six cornerbacks. I would not doubt it if they do that, right? Meek is better than Shelly in coverage. I don't know, Joel E. In the first two games, Shelly was better in coverage. In the last game, Amik was better in coverage. In run defending, Shelly was better. Long did play more than one game. What do you think about Tyler Hall? I like Tyler Hall, man. Practice squad maybe, but I think Sam Webb might be in the practice squad, to be honest. I will be practice squad. I feel that. Amik would be a solid depth. I'm not sold on Shelly. He was strong. Omar, they all struggled against the fourth string quarterback. They all struggled against the fourth string quarterback, bro. There wasn't one good corner out there against that fourth string quarterback, bro. there was there was not one. There was not one. Not one at all. Let me see. 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 I seen something. Let me see where it is. Where is it? Yeah, just run with the two quarterbacks. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo might get injured toward an end of season. AO4 come through. Jimmy comes back in the playoffs. Hey, I never want them to get injured, right? Amit gets turnovers. Of course, right? Of course, Amit gets turnovers. I think so too, right? Um, at the end of the day, yeah, Amit got two turnovers. Hoyer will be the safety roster spot. That doesn't count on the 53. Yeah, yeah, facts, facts. Oh, yeah, it's the safety roster spot. I forgot. There is that. Between these guys, they are all similar in talent when it comes down to it. Meek gives up touchdowns. Meek does good. I got a whole season. Peters got one in the 13, 14 games he played. I feel that he was injured as well. Um, but I do think Peters makes it. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to a lot of things, right? What route are they willing to go? That's the question that the biggest question of them all at the end of the day. What are they willing to do? And it's gonna be an interesting thing, right? But like I said, I'm not cutting out a meat completely, and you're gonna see right now. Safety position, obviously, Trayvon Morick makes it. Marcus Epps makes it. Chris Smith the second makes it, and Isaiah Palamau makes it. I know Isaiah Palamau, and like I said, I'm not gonna be who's better, Faison or Meek. Oh, that's a tough one. I think Faison. I think Faison is. But as far as the safeties goes, these are the four. I know Isaiah Palamau is somebody that didn't have a good last game, and towards the end, but at the end of the day, he looked really good in the first two. And I believe he lined up. Let me check the line. The lining. He lined up 17 times in the box, 37 in the free safety spot, and 11 in the nickel corner spot over the preseason era. So a little bit of versatility there. So I think he makes it. I think Jaquan Johnson was getting beat a lot and was getting shitted on everywhere he was, and he played more snaps than Isaiah Palamau. So for me, Jaquan Johnson is gone. I don't think he makes it for the safeties, and I also think Jaden Grant is gone. I think Jaden Grant is gone too. Jaden Grant is gone. The Houston Texans are releasing Christian Kirksey. Oh, I would like Kirksey. I don't know about you guys. I would bring in Kirksey. I would bring up Kirksey. And then obviously, specialist positions, Daniel Carson, AJ Cole. This is easy. Jacob Boba Moyer. I can't even say his goddamn name, bro. But yes, if you guys didn't know, if you're living under a rock, Trent Siege is gone. He's been gone. He's with the Cowboys. Just throwing that out there for whoever doesn't know. So Jacob is our long snapper, personally. Now look it. This is where, like I said, I'm not counting Amik fully out. I'm not counting a lot of these guys out, actually. Don't be surprised if Roderick Teamer makes the team. Yes, Teamer. Yes, the special teamer, Roderick Teamer. The special team, Roderick. That's what I call him. Roderick Teamer, the special teamer. Don't be surprised if he makes the 53-man roster. Don't be surprised if Amik Robertson makes the 53-man roster over people like David Long Jr. or makes the practice squad like Terrence said. Don't be surprised if Keelan Cole makes it over Trey Tucker. Do not be surprised. Do not. I'm just letting y'all know. Just don't be surprised at all. And shout out to Daniel Carlson, by the way. Fact, Sean Johnson. A 62-yard field goal, man, in preseason. At that point, he's just flexing, bro. It didn't count for shit, but he just flexing at this point, bro. None of my business, but Niners traded Trey Lance. Yes, that is arguably the worst draft pick of all of the NFL in the last decade. The guys traded 3 first-round picks that translated into Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill, and traded away for a fucking late-round pick, bro. You got shitted on. You got shitted on. Amik gives up 70-yard touchdown. But like I said, don't be surprised. I'm not saying they're gonna make it. I showed you my 53-man roster. I showed you guys my 53-man roster. These guys are just guys that are, don't be surprised if the coaches go this route. Don't be surprised if Amir White makes the 53-man roster. Don't be surprised if Jordan Willis makes the 53-man roster. And don't be surprised if Adam Butler makes the 53-man roster. So, yes, that is my 53-man roster prediction. And the don't be surprised for a lot of guys. Now, practice squad, some guys that I feel like is a locked-in practice squad. Sam Webb, obviously. I think Cam Sims. or Keelan Cole makes the practice squad, or I think they let go of Keelan Cole to go try to find somewhere else. Um, yeah, Garbers, yeah, facts, Terrence Garbers. Um, Horsted, I think I believe because of Hollister being in the reserved injured list, I think Jesper Horsted might be in the practice squad. Garbers over Hoyer, I feel that, but I think Hoyer's just that safety spot. Obviously, I'll take that from from the Master of Drive. Don't be surprised if he bays with Wasabi. God damn. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see it. Sucky turns, you drink that. So how you guys feel about the 53 man roster? Who are some guys that you would put in that you didn't see on my list? I seen some people say Jordan Willis. I seen some people put Adam Butler. I seen other people say that Amik would make it. What are some names, guys, that you guys would put in the 53 man roster that didn't have in my prediction that you guys would pick over what I had? Eric, where are we on the waiver wire? I do not know. Let me see. The Raiders are 7th in the waiver wire. Let me actually put this. Eric, where are we on the waiver wire? We are 7th, Sean Johnson, according to this. Chicago Bears is 1. The Houston Texans is 2. Arizona Cardinals 3. Indianapolis Colts 4. Denver Broncos 5. Los Angeles Rams 6. And the Las Vegas Raiders at 7. Yes, I did do the safeties, Charm City. Let me show you. The safeties for me, Trayvon Merrick, Marcus Epps, Chris Smith II, and Isaiah Palomar. We just put this in case. 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And yes, guys, I will be live again tomorrow. Back to back lives. Tomorrow, I'll be live either 30 minutes actually 30 minutes before the deadline. And yeah, you're going to see uh, me and Twan are going to do a show tomorrow, I believe. Um, 30 minutes before the deadline goes. So we will go into the deadline, talk about who was a surprise, who wasn't, and see how the roster and break it down. Who are your linebackers again? Oh, I got you. I have 5 as of right now. Me personally, 5, but I will not doubt it if they go a different route. Robert Spillane, Devon Diablo, Luke Masterson, Drake Thomas, and Curtis Bolton. And like I said earlier, I would not doubt it if they go a different route and they go out there in the free agent market after all these cuts and bring in a linebacker to take Drake Thomas's spot and put him on the practice squad or take Curtis Bolton's spot. Yeah, it goes by your draft position pretty much. You think Willis makes it Adam Butler and Teamer? Okay, okay. Plant will be practice squad. I do have my boy Isaiah Palomar. Plant, okay, okay. When does official? Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Kuntz might make the squad over Willis. Yeah, that's what I think too. I have Kuntz over Willis right now. I have Kuntz at defensive end right now. Here, let me right there. But like I said, if you guys can hit that like button, let's try to get to 40 likes. Let's try to get 40 likes. Let's try to get 40 likes. I appreciate that. Helps the algorithm. You feel me? Get the channel out there more. You feel me? The road to 2,000, 2K. The Chargers are waiving rookie quarterback. They're waiving Max Duggan already. God damn. What the? Damn. That damn. That's crazy. Kuntz stays on the team as a linebacker. Okay, Kuntz might not make the squad over Willis. Okay. Masterson surprise practice squad. Okay. It'll be interesting, right? Shout out to the 50 people in here, man. If you guys can hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it. Shout out to RT6 in the building. What up, SC Experience? Shout out to you, man. Hope all's well. Nobody wants to be a sparker. When a rookie quarterback is now on the waiver, that's not good news for the player. That's a fact. AOC beta. I really wasn't a huge Max Duggan fan. I didn't really get impressed with Max Duggan, to be honest, coming out of college. I know a lot of people were, but me personally, I think he was like decent. He was good for TCU. You know, he had that run with TCU, but he be staring down his wide receivers too. Yeah, I mean, he had arguably, if not the number one or number two, he number two best wide receiver to throw to in college, and he even had it at the Chargers. I think I'm not mistaken. Chargers picked up Quentin Johnson, right? The Chargers have him, right? Yeah, they do. Yeah, I was right. They do. SC, do you think the Raiders have a top five wide receiver room? I gotta think. Ah, because when I think of the top wide receiver, when I think of top wide receiver, is the Bengals, obviously, the Dolphins. Who else is out there? Personally, I think the Eagles as well have a top five wide receiver room. I think the Vikings have a good wide receiver room. I think the Vikings could be very scary on the offensive side of the ball when it comes to their wide receivers because they picked up Jordan Addison. Then you have Justin Jefferson, obviously, over there. Honestly, some may say the Cowboys because they picked up Brandon Cooks and now they have CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and getting back Michael Gallup, and they have Dolce. And they let go of Dolce Schultz over there, but still they have them three. But I don't think they could. I think we have a better wide receiver than the Cowboys. The Seahawks, you could say Tyler Lockett, one of the most underrated wide receivers, and DK Metcalf. You know what? I think so. On no bias stuff, I think we are. Cause I'm trying to think. You could say the Niners, right? They got Ayuk, they got Samuel, and then Christian McCaffrey coming out the backfield, George Kittle, and but you said wide receiver room, so yeah, I think we're top five as far as wide receiver room. I think we're top five. Oh, you're right. Detroit has a very underrated, very underrated wide receiver room. They have one of my, uh, of course, he's a USC guy, but he's been playing pretty damn good, man, for a fourth rounder. Amon St. Brown over there being their number one. Then they got Marvin Jones Jr. I think they just picked up Jamison Williams, right? They got him or something. Um, they have a decent wide receiver. They have a decent wide receiver. Bills have a good wide receiver room. Yeah, the Bills. Yeah, the Bills do too. Chargers have a good wide receiver room. They do too. The Cardinals. The Cardinals. Hey, the Cardinals might be just tanking for freaking. Now Kyler Murray is out for 4 games. Yeah, yeah. They're going for the number. They're going for Caleb Williams. Which, by the way, speaking of Caleb Williams, I'm a USC fan at the end of the day, but I'm also not going to be biased. Even though he had 4 touchdowns in his first game and he looked pretty good, when watching the USC game, he didn't look too good. I'm not going to lie. Caleb Williams did not look too good against San Jose State, and it's against San Jose State. It's not against Utah, Oregon, these teams that you're going to play. So for me personally, Caleb Williams didn't look too good in his first game. But it's obviously the first game, right? Get the jitters out again. But in his first game, he didn't look too good. A lot of his receivers did most of the work, if I'm going to be honest. And shout out to Zacharian Branch, Cliff Branch's nephew. He went off. He went off. That boy Zacharian Branch looked really damn good. 200 plus purpose yards, ran it back for a touchdown, and caught a receiving touchdown. Hell yeah, man. He showed that speed there. He showed that speed. Sam Hartman did. Here come the Irish. Sam Hartman did play good. Sam Hartman did play good. They had similar stats, but when you really look at Caleb play, it was most of his receivers doing the work. It was quick passes. They ran it and juked and all that stuff. So if Renfro has bounce back year, watch out. That's a fact. And I think he is. I think he's set on it, right? Caleb, okay, I'm not gonna say all that. Caleb Williams is not Mark Sanchez, bro. He is not. He is not Mark Sanchez, bro. He is not Mark Sanchez. Facts, 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 guys. Hit them like buttons. Hit them like buttons, please, please, please. It's free. You feel me? It'll help the algorithm. I think we're at 30 plus right now. We got 50 in here, man. Let's try to get to 50 if we can, but 40. Hopefully. Let me take this out. Kids don't want to go to Arizona. He's probably stay at USC another year. He probably will. Been saying no to Williams since last year. I don't think he'll be a Raider. I think we got our team. I think we're set. I don't think we need to draft a quarterback. I like what I seen from Aiden O'Connell, but yeah. Facts Ray Love. Let me see. Dud is too busy being a model. Ben saying no to Williams last year. Williams did really good last year though. He did really good. Even with him, even with him painting his nails and stuff, he still put up a show against the top teams in the nation. Um, he wasn't the reason why we lost to Tulane, and he wasn't the reason why we lost. I mean, he kind of jinxed us in losing against Utah, but he wasn't the reason we lost to Utah because he did still put up 5 plus touchdowns and over 400 yards against them. What else do you need a quarterback to do, right? And their offense put up over 40 points against us. So our defense was absolutely atrocious, and it looks like our defense is shit again. So that's going to be great to watch. Williams is definitely stat padding. Painting his nose was too troll. Yeah, I hope he learned from that, Terrence. I hope he learned from that. You're right. Michael Bezakila, one of the highest paid on the NIL deal. Makes sense. But yeah, overall, that's my 53-man roster prediction. The Raiders versus Cowboys recap. And tomorrow, I will be back live tomorrow with my boy Raider Twan. It's gonna be the 53-man roster deadline stream. We're gonna be simulcasting my channel, his channel. So go see. I will be live again tomorrow. Most likely 12:30, guys. 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. 3:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12:30 Pacific. Deadline stream. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, yes, yes, and yes, Terrence, back to back days. Back to back days. I'm also starting school today, so it's well, I already started school technically. So it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but I'm gonna make it work, man. There's no stopping no more, man. We gonna be doing lives. We gonna be doing lives. And the season is about to be underway. 10 days away. 10 days away. I think 10 days away, right? 10 days away. And good luck to everybody on fantasy. Good luck to everybody in fantasy. My first fantasy draft is today later on, so it's gonna be interesting. Had a horrible season last year. I was like the Grim Reaper. Everybody that came on my team got injured. Literally the next day. It was it was bad. 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 How many units are you taking this semester? I believe over 15. So I have 5 classes this semester. I'm taking 5 classes this semester. So yeah. Shout out to Raiders Pinoy. What's good, Pinoy? Good to see you. Long time no see. I might be more shocked that Twan is sticking to a schedule. But yeah, yeah, yeah. So 5 classes, so around 15 plus credits. I mean units. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting semester. But guys, I will be back tomorrow. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow. Please, please, please hit that like button on the way out. That like button, like button, like button. Also subscribe if you're new. If you haven't yet, go follow me on all social medias. SC Experience on Instagram. We're on the road to 1,000. We're at 600 right now. And then on top of that, Twitter. I'm starting to get the Twitter going. Over 120 people so far following me there. So if you guys can, go check out my Twitter. I'm gonna start tweeting a lot during the season. And besides that, I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, I don't know when I'm gonna be live again because this week because there's not really much to talk about unless news breaks out like we signed somebody or the practice squad revention after. That'll probably be on Thursday. And yeah, you might see me on other shows as well. That's all I gotta say about that. You will see me on other shows this week. So stay tuned for updates on my Instagram and Discord. And then next week, it's all Raider game week, man. And I'm happy as hell that the NFL season's here. And I'm ready. I don't know about you guys. This team has so much potential and it's very exciting. And I have no expectations, but if there's one thing for sure, this team has a lot of potential under its belt. And I mean a lot. So, yeah. So, shout out to everybody, man. Blessings to you and your families. Thank you for stopping by. Hit that like button on the way out. Like I said, tough time never lasts, but tough people do. And you guys are some tough people. Remember, always mind over matter. If people don't like you, you shouldn't mind, and they don't matter. Keep doing your thing. Tell your loved ones you love them because at the end of the day, life is too short. And I have a lot of love for all of you guys, man. Thank you for all the support, the love you guys have been showing me. We're back, and hopefully, we get more people during the season to see that I'm back because I see some people not even knowing that I'm back. So spread the word. I'm back. Shout out to everybody that ain't here. Um, and yeah, like I said, blessings to you guys and your family. So until next time, which is tomorrow, y'all, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern. I will be live again. Stop by tomorrow, the deadline stream. I appreciate you guys. On that note, y'all, I was the SC Experience, aka your boy Eric, and I'm out. Peace.